Hi there, welcome to the Gardens and Graveyards channel. My name is Charisma and today we are meeting in the moon garden and we're going to prune our twinberry. We have done this together multiple times, but it is that time of year again to get on it. So this twinberry was planted here before we moved into this home. It's well established and it blooms on both new and old wood, so I just prune it to keep it looking nice and keeping a nice screen between myself and my neighbor and keeping it out of the moon garden. So I basically shear the top of it and then we'll go downstairs and just kind of clean up the bottom half of it. The other thing that I do is I just look for dead, dying, and damaged plant material in there, as well as cleaning up any blackberries that are trying to grow up in through it. Because this twinberry is planted on a terrace of tires and the blackberry is growing into the roots of the twinberry, I can't dig out the blackberry. I just have to cut it and hope for the best that eventually it'll be suppressed enough that it will stop growing. But we definitely have less blackberry coming up through it than we have had in previous years, so maybe that's working. I don't know. The other thing that I'm looking for is to just help create airflow because we have had powdery mildew and mealybug. Yeah, mealybug and this plant before. So I just try to keep a lot of airflow. It is naturally very branching, which is fantastic for our birds. We have a lot of chickadees that use it in the spring and summer, and hummingbirds are all over this thing all summer long. And I don't really know why, because their flowers aren't a typical hummingbird flower, and we never find nests in this shrub. So I don't know, it's a good hiding place, I guess, and they like it. But so I like to leave it somewhat branchy. I just want to make sure that there's a little bit of airflow for the plant health. And that's it. That's all we're going to do. I'm basically just cutting it, reducing the size to match this wall right here. And I just keep it, like that. What else? Anything else? I just cut to a bed, which is normal for any kind of flowering or, well, I guess any kind of plant, really. There is ferns underneath here. There used to be perennial ferns, but we don't get as many of those in here anymore. We've dug a few out, and I think we've kind of suppressed a lot of them as well. So we just have the evergreen ferns, the sword ferns, and the blackberry. We leave the ferns. They're fine. And then there's the ground cover, which is also fine. All right, let's go. Okay, so I've got the top part of this shrub cleaned up and cleaned out and size controlled so they're not crossing into this shrub or over into that shrub. I don't mind if they touch a little bit, but you know, they don't need to be totally grown together. Now we're gonna go downstairs and see what needs to be cleaned up on the underside. I could already see there's like a really thick mess right there that I want to clean up. For the most part, I think it'll be pretty simple at this point. All right, now we're looking at it from the lower garden. So we were just up there by that wall and pruning the backside, and now it's all of this shrub here. Like I said, this area is really congested. I want to clean that up a little bit. And just taking a quick look over here, maybe a little bit of congestion right here that needs to be cleaned up. I'd like to reduce the size of those if I could get them. But as you can see, the ferns are quite large, and this whole hillside is all tires, which stabilizes the hillside. It's all covered in moss, but you could see the tires in there. It really helps to stabilize and prevent erosion, but they're very spongy, and it's hard to tell with all the lamium ground cover and the moss covering the tires. So it's hard to get a good, sure foothold, especially when the ferns are all in their full size. So anyways, I'm just gonna get in there and clean up what I can, and just be glad that I got something done this year. All right, that is all we're gonna do with that project. Pretty quick and simple. Lots of little projects like that happening this time of year. You know, I have right next to this Twinberry right over there, I have a Himalayan honeysuckle that needs to be pruned, as well as one across the way, and some perennials around this area. We've got some limelight hydrangeas that need to have a little pruning on them. Just some little detail things to get done and buttoned up around here. as well as get our mulch all down, everything like that. So just simple, small spring projects that are really kind of soothing to the soul this time of year after being cooped up for so long with all the rain and, for many of us, snow. So that's what we're going to be working on over the next few days, and we'll be bringing you along on the journey. But for today, we just got our Twinberry cleaned up and so excited that it's done. Yeah, and that just means that it's months away from hummingbirds and all the beautiful foliage and flowers and everything coming. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're celebrating your life, and I'll see you in the next one.